What's up, y'all? Alright, how strength training has altered, pretty much saved my life. I know that sounds like hyperbole, sounds over dramatic, melodramatic, but I think it's kind of true. So let me rewind the clock a little bit. Back when I was 14 years old, entering my freshman year of high school, I started having health issues. I had to be put on Accutane, which is a very strong medication for acne or other skin issues. And when I tell you that I had acne, it wasn't so much on my face like most people seem to get, or like on their cheeks or nose or whatever, or jawline. It was predominantly on my chest and back and shoulders, and it was extremely bad. By the time I was like just about 15 years old, it was getting to the point where I couldn't even wear like white shirts to school, I remember, because if I were to like bump into a wall or like my backpack like irritating my skin, it would literally bleed. Like I'm not trying to sound gross, but I'm just trying to paint a picture here to show you how severe this acne was. It would, sometimes literally bleed, and then obviously if I'm wearing a white shirt, it's gonna seep through. And I was on the high school basketball team back then, and I remember one time we went shirts versus skins. Like if you ever played basketball, sometimes you go shirts versus skins, like 5-on-5. Which I don't know why we did that, because our jerseys, you could flip them inside out, and one side was like gold and the other side was like white or brown or something like that. Anyways, one time we went shirts versus skins, and I just remember being so damn embarrassed by all the acne and on my skin. Because like I said, it was on my chest, my shoulders, my back. I was just covered in it. So I went on Accutane, and honestly forgot how much milligrams and doses I was taking, but I remember I took it like a cycle, and I think I took like a 2 or 3 month break, and then I went on an even more potent dose after that, because that's what the dermatologist felt was necessary. And it kind of pisses me off looking back on it, because the dermatologist is obviously a doctor of the skin, and it seems like I just remember going there and like she had no alternate recommendations or just any advice at all. It was just like, oh, okay, you're going on Accutane, or this is what I recommend. Sign all these waivers, sign these papers, and you're good to go. And we'll monitor you. We'll take blood samples, blood tests, and read results periodically, and go from there. And looking back, like I wish, if I was in her shoes, having the knowledge that I have now, I would have been like, hey, what's your diet? What are you eating on a day-to-day basis? And obviously back then I was eating a completely terrible diet. I was having like probably 1 or 2 Monsters a day, having a lot of dairy, like chocolate milks, the ones that they have at high schools, which is just basically sugar water, just chips and hot dogs, pizza every single day, like Hot Pockets, just the Smucker's PB&J sandwiches. You get the picture. It was Little Caesars pizza because it was cheap, like $5. Obviously, as a high school student, didn't have much money, but just a terrible diet. And I never really got out of shape because of how active I was playing basketball and football. But so she didn't even ask me that. She didn't say like if I'm handling my stress well. Just basic life stressors, which could potentially contribute to skin conditions. she's just automatically, okay, go on Accutane, which, looking back, that's kind of bullshit to me. I think that should be an absolute last result. And don't get me wrong, like I said, my skin was terrible, but the fact that she didn't even consider anything else is just laziness, in my opinion. Anyways, I went on Accutane 2 different cycles. The second dose was extremely up the ante on it. My bones were so brittle, my teeth were consistently chapped, even though like every 15 minutes I was putting chapstick on them. Depression was through the roof, and I bet some people are thinking, well, you're depressed because you had skin issues. Well, maybe, but I know for a fact that Accutane skyrocketed my depression and anxiety and other mental health issues. And I noticed my athletic performance definitely decreased as well, because, not to toot my own horn, but I was pretty damn good at basketball back then. And I think I just lost confidence, and I just lost that edge because I was just in pain. So it was like, I just remember thinking, oh, shoot, I gotta go to basketball practice now, or crap, I gotta go to football practice now. Like, I didn't even look forward to it anymore. It was more like a burden than actual enjoyment. And I think my performance suffered because of that. Anyways, where am I getting with this? Damn, I'm already at like 7 minutes. How strength training, and I specify strength training, changed my life is that I've probably started taking strength training serious around 19, 20 years old. I'm 29 now. So probably like 9 years roughly where I've taken it serious. And slowly but surely my life improved, because at first when I started working out, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was putting in the work. Even if I was just doing curls and, you know, leg extensions and, you know, crap that isn't necessarily that, you know, beneficial compared, you know, to like your meat and potatoes, like the squat and the deadlift and overhead press, bench press, etc. I was still putting in work, and I was getting accustomed to the gym life and the gym environment. So that was a plus. And then I would say probably at like 21, 22, I really started taking it serious. Started getting into supplements. You know, that's back when like Rich Piano was big. I remember I'd watch Tiger Fitness, which is just sells a bunch of supplements. But I was getting into like the mass gainers and all the whey proteins and the casein proteins. And I realized that all that stuff was just messing up my digestive system even more, and probably doing more harm than good, especially all the pre-workouts and all that crap. But eventually it came to a halt to where it just inadvertently improved my diet. Like, I started paying attention to my diet, like, okay, I'm going to eat white rice, I'm going to eat potatoes, I'm going to eat, you know, healthy grass-fed meats, eggs, oatmeal, fruit. Those are going to be the staples of my diet. And my lifts started going up. I started tracking my progress and being more serious with my progress. And that's continued to this day pretty much at 29 years old. Starting, you know, I think this fitness journey, especially as a natural, well, regardless if you're taking stuff or not, there's peaks and valleys. And, you know, there was probably like a year there where I was just kind of going through the motions, just because, you know, we have lives, and life changes, and life kind of, you know, forces you to do things sometimes. But, yeah, I'm definitely rekindling that fire to where, like, every time I go to the gym or work out in my garage, there's a specific purpose behind it. And I'm tracking my progress and making sure that I'm improving my strength training and that my numbers are going up. I'm watching what I eat consistently. But honestly, without strength training, I don't know where I would be in life. Like, I honestly don't know. Because, yeah, sometimes my anxiety and mental health could still act up just like anyone else, especially in this crazy-ass world that we live in 2022. But overall, I mean, shoot, I don't know where the hell I would be without the weights. My anxiety and depression would probably be through the absolute roof. Maybe not even barely function. It's just kind of hard to put into words. Kind of at a loss for words right now, but I'm sure some of you who follow my channel, my few loyal subscribers, can probably relate to this. At least, like what strength training has done for you in your specific life. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how strength training has impacted your life, or maybe you have a similar story, or maybe a completely different story, which is perfectly fine. We all have our battles. Like I was saying, my personal battle was health issues with like Accutane. I also had scoliosis, which I forgot to mention, which caused like a lot of hip pain and lower back pain. But maybe you had a different situation, maybe you got into some type of accident, or were born with some defect or something. I don't know. We all have our battles. We gotta push through every single day. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for listening. I kind of rambled on too much here, but expect more content in the future.